Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you the 2022 Mazda CX-5 S with the Premium Plus package. So I'm going to go ahead and show you all the features it has. Under the hood there is a 2.5 naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine. It is connected to a 6-speed automatic transmission. This engine produces 187 horses and 186 pound-feet of torque, and the fuel economy numbers on this engine: 24 in the city, 30 highway, and 26 combined. Here is a MSRP sticker of this 2022 Mazda CX-5. If you guys are interested in the standard features it has, just go ahead and pause the video. And the price is $35,770 with destination. So if you guys are curious about the color is called Soul Red Crystal, and it does look pretty good on this Mazda CX-5. And I would definitely get it with this color because it honestly looks amazing, but it is a almost $600 color. But yeah, I would definitely go for it. The 2022 Mazda CX-5 was redesigned for 2022 and does have different headlights and different tail lights and different rims, and I really like the way how the rims look like. I'll show you the rims when I actually move to the side. Coming to the front, I think the front looks good. The grille is finished in gloss black. The bottom of it is finished in chrome. The Mazda logo is massive on this CX-5, and it does serve as the sensor for the braking assist. For the headlights, not everything here in the front is LED. So the daytime running lights are LED and the high and low beam are LED, but the turn signal indicators are halogen, and I really wish that Mazda made everything right here in the front LED. And right here on the side there is a reflector. But yeah, I really like the slim design of those headlights, and yeah, overall I think design looks good. All the way in the bottom, this is finished in flat black, and there is an opening in the bottom. But yeah, I really think that this Mazda CX-5 looks good, and definitely with the new headlights it does make it nicer. But let's go ahead and move to the side, and I'll show you the side view of this Mazda CX-5. Here is the side view of this Mazda CX-5, and it does look the same as the 21. And what's different is basically the rims this year on this Premium Plus. And yeah, I think the rims look very good, and I think Mazda did a good job with the design. The size is 225, 55, 19, and honestly those rims don't even look 19. They look more like a 17-inch rim or maybe an 18-inch rim. So yeah. And what's crazy is that this SUV is not even that big. So if you compare it to something like a Toyota RAV4 or a CR-V, they're much bigger than this Mazda CX-5. But yeah, those rims don't even look that big on this small SUV. For the window trims, the bottom is finished in chrome and the top is finished in flat black. And on the mirrors, there is a turn signal indicator and a blind spot monitoring system, and the mirror is finished in red, but the bottom of it is finished in flat black. And yeah, overall I think the side view looks pretty good. And I forgot to mention there is some plastic in the bottom, and the fender flares are finished in plastic, but they're not too big, which I like. But let's go ahead and move to the back of this Mazda CX-5, and I'll show you how it looks like from that back. This is the back of this CX-5, and the back looks the same as the 21. As I said, they only just changed the tail lights here in the back. And for the tail lights, everything right here is LED. So the running light, reverse, and turn signal indicators, they're all LED. And I really like this blacked out or smoked look up top. And the tail lights, they're actually very big, and they do extend into the quarter panel a lot. And does look like it has a spoiler, but not really. It is very, very small. The sides are finished in flat black. Third brake light is up top, and the wiper is right there. The Mazda badge or logo is very big, and it is finished in chrome. CX-5 with all-wheel drive badges all the way to the left, and Sky Active is all the way to the right. And the backup camera is located right there. And coming down, reflectors look good. They're nice and small. And all the way in the bottom, this is finished in plastic. And this CX-5 does have dual exhaust tips, and those exhaust tips are connected to the exhaust pipe. Here's the key of this Mazda CX-5. It looks alright. It's a little bit on the bulky side. Most of it is finished in black. There's some chrome around it. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the way how the key looks like. And this key does have actually 4 buttons on it. Lock, unlock, tailgate release, and a panic button. Since this CX-5 haven't been through service, the lock, unlock, and trunk release buttons basically they're not working. So for now I have to actually click on the button and open the lift gate manually, but it does have power lift gate. It is right there. Here is the handle. So basically, to open the lift gate, there's 3 different ways. There is the button on the lift gate itself, and there is one inside and one on the key. And yeah, so since it's not been through service, those buttons are not working anyways. Inside there is a good amount of space. The opening is nice and big, but the competitors are much bigger than this CX-5. You could drop the seats down from those handles, and you could drop the right side from this one handle. And yeah, the space is actually not too bad, but if you compare it to something like a CR-V or Toyota RAV, then this is smaller. And underneath there is the subwoofer, the Bose subwoofer, and the spare tire with the jack and jack tools all the way to the left. And something that I just noticed is that there is no lights in the back here, but there is a 12 volt on the right. So I really wish that there was some lights inside, but there's a light right here which doesn't work because hasn't been through service yet. But yeah, the back of this CX-5 is spacious, but if you compare it to something else, then definitely looks small next to them. For the front door panel, it honestly looks amazing, and usually Mazda does a great job with the door panels. Everything is nice and soft. This top portion right here is nice and soft. I really like this wood trim. Underneath it there is some chrome, and the door handle feels nice and solid. And this is nice. This is actually a little bit on the harder side. Well, this is actually plastic, but very definitely not cheap plastic, very solid plastic. And this is nice and soft. The armrest is a little bit on the harder side. There's some orange stitching, some gloss black right here around the window switches and mirror controls. All the window switches, all the windows are automatic up and down. Mirror locks and door locks, mirror controls and door locks, and does have a Bose sound system. This Mazda CX-5 does have 10 speakers. This is plastic, which is completely fine, and the storage place is nice and big in the bottom of this door. And for the seats, they're nice and comfortable. They do have a really nice design, and I really like the orange stitching on those seats. And that's where the memory seats are. Seat controls with lumbar support. But let's go ahead and move inside this CX-5, and I'll show you how it looks like from the inside. Alright, so here is the interior of this 2022 Mazda CX-5. It looks very nice from the inside, and fan finish is perfect, and it feels very, very premium. And by the way, the only reason I grabbed the key and basically got it close to the stop start button is because this one is not PDI'd yet. Basically, it did not go through service, and for that, the SUV won't turn on unless you actually grab the key and put it next to the engine start stop. And as you guys see, the screen is not on. It is a beautiful 10.25 inch screen. But anyways, the steering wheel is wrapped in leather, and it feels nice and smooth. And yeah, I think the steering wheel design looks good. There's some brushed aluminum in the bottom and some chrome around the buttons. And all the way to the left, there's the seat buttons, info, mute, volume controls, voice command, and Bluetooth. And gauges look good. And by the way, that info button I just showed you is basically to toggle through a few things. So there's a screen in the middle when you could toggle through a few things. And yeah, the gauges look very easy to understand. The font is nice and big. And all the way to the right is the safety features, the adaptive cruise control, and this CX-5 does have paddle shifters, which is nice. They are plastic and they feel a little bit on the cheaper side, but they're not too bad. And on the left, there is the headlight controls, and on the right is the wiper controls for the front and back. Engine start stop is right there. And yeah, the gauges look good, and everything is very easy to understand. AC vents right here on the left, some chrome around it. And down here there is the lane keep assist, the tailgate release, and in the bottom there's the fuel door and the hood release. And as I said, this screen is a 10.25 inch screen. It's not on at the moment because this SUV doesn't, I think, have the fuse, or it's not through didn't go through PDI. That's why the screen is not on, but it does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And Mazda backup camera is actually not too bad. It is nice and wide. The dash is a little bit on the harder side. The Mazda 3 I reviewed before this one was much softer. I like the stitching. This wood looks good. There's some chrome underneath it, and the AC vents are finished in chrome, which is nice. Emergency light button, and as I told you, here is the engine start stop. I like the fact that the surrounding is finished in chrome. The CX-5 does have heated steering wheel, and the climate controls are very easy to use. The CX-5 does have heated seats, 3 stages. Passenger does too. And here is the fan speed. It does have cold seats as well, and AC button, modes, cold seats for the passenger. It does have a dual climate control. Basically, the passenger could control or could have their own temperature, and the driver could have their own temperature. So you could unsync them, and it could have, let's say, 75, and the passenger could have 81. And down here there's a good amount of space. It is nice and deep, 112 volts, and I think the higher trims will have this place as a wireless phone charger. Here is the shifter that will control the 6-speed automatic transmission in this Mazda CX-5. Leather feels nice and smooth. There's some gloss black on the middle console, and some brushed aluminum on the side, which is a nice touch. This thing right here, it's not soft, but it does feel good, and it's not really hard plastic, so definitely has like a softer feel to it, but it is more like plastic. Volume controls. This will control the screen, so you could rotate this wheel to go up and down the menus. Home button, music, back. There's a favorite button, and here is the brake hold, e-brake, 2 cup holders, nice and deep. They're actually big, and the armrest is a little bit on the harder side. I really wish it was soft, but there's more of that orange stitching. Inside there's 1 USB and 112 volts, and this tray, it's actually nice and deep. And inside there's an okay space. I really wish it was a little bit big. And here is the rear view mirror. It's definitely bulky, not a big fan of it. I really wish it was frameless, but it is auto dimming, and the garage controls buttons are on it. Here is the auto dimming switches. And for the lights, I'm not exactly sure if the lights are LED or halogen. I think they are halogen. If you go with the higher trims, Mazda does give you LED lights. Here is the switch for the sunroof. It is a standard size, and here is a switch to basically keep the lights off when the doors are open. The armrest is nice and soft, finished in cloth, and inside there is a mirror, a good size mirror, and I think this light is halogen if I'm not mistaken. If you go with higher trims, I think Mazda does make this light LED. Here is the back door panel, and the back door panel looks good, just like the front. But back here, this is actually plastic, but it does look like a soft material, more of that wood and some chrome underneath that wood. And the door handle feels nice and solid, just like the front. And this is actually soft. The armrest is a little bit on the harder side. Gloss black. Window switch is automatic up and down, so you click on it once and it goes down, but it's not going to go down because this CX-5 hasn't been through service. More of that orange stitching. And this is plastic, which is fine. Speaker in the bottom, and there's 1 bottle holder or a storage place. I really wish it was a little bit big, but it's not too bad. And for the seats, back seats are not the spacious in this segment, but the headroom is actually not bad. The seats are comfortable. There's more of that orange stitching on the seats, and there's an armrest back here. It is nice and soft. There's a storage place inside. It's not too big, but there's 2 USBs, which is good. Heated seats in the back, which is always nice. For of course for both the sides, and the cup holders are nice and big back here, and AC vents look good. There's some chrome around them, and that's how the front of this CX-5 looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of this 2022 Mazda CX-5. I would like to thank Spencer and Mazda in Milford, Connecticut for providing me this Mazda CX-5. If you guys are interested and if you guys are around, make sure to come and check them out. I'm going to go ahead and put the information and link in the bottom of this video. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe because it does help a lot. And as always, I'll see you next time.